Star versus the forces of evil, and more specifically, I want to be talking about Queen Eclipsa and what's her deal. I'm not. I don't really want to discuss if she's evil or if she's not evil. I do believe that she is going to be evil because I say she's going to be evil because they not only wrote off Toffee, they also possibly wrote off Ludo. And since these are two of the main villains of the series, they're sort of villainless now. Of course, Ludo could, after his soul searching or whatever in the void, come back and be like, you know what, I do want to be a villain. But those are the only villains we really had, and they just got rid of both of those. So Queen Eclipsa is most likely a villain. If she's not, then this is going to be very interesting. I wanted to be discussing what Queen Eclipsa is going to do after she escapes the crystal, because I believe the premiere in November, which is still so long away from now. I believe in this premiere, they're going to be like, okay, Queen Eclipsa has broken free of the crystal, or maybe the crystal is weakening, and Star and Moon are sort of talking about this, like, because in the previews they did, when they, after Battle for Immunity, they did premieres about it's coming back in November or whatever, and in the premieres you hear Star's voice talking about, once Toffee was dead, Queen Eclipsa comes back, that was the deal or whatever. So I believe that what's going to happen is in this episode, the premiere of season 3, in November or whatever, is they're going to be talking about Queen Eclipsa, because they're going to know that they're going to find out that this thing is cracking and it's weakening, but she's not directly escaped yet. If this is the case, then they're going to be talking about what they can do to stop Eclipsa, and maybe Star and Moon have different ideas about what to do about this, because maybe Star is like, maybe she just misunderstood, and Moon is obviously like, no, she's evil. She's very clearly evil. I mean, she's done all of this and yada yada yada. So Moon is probably like, she's evil. We have to do everything we can to help to not let her escape. But maybe Star is coming up there, and she's like, she's probably not that evil. All she does is like monsters, and that's not too big a deal. We already know that Star is all about how she has relationships with monsters and stuff now. For example, Buff Frog, and sort of Ludo maybe in the future. She's also has an ex-boyfriend demon. So she's sort of into monsters too. So she probably sympathizes. She probably feels. She probably feels for Eclipsa and her situation, and wants to see her actually get out, because the deal was that she would get out once Toffee is gone, and the deal has been finished. But I believe Moon is going to be trying to find a way to keep her in the crystal even after the deal is broken, after the deal is done or whatever. And Star is sort of battling this, so it might be like a little bit of a family feud. That might actually even be the title of the episode, which I wouldn't be surprised. So what's going to happen is, I feel like at the end of this, Star herself is going to be the deciding factor if Eclipsa actually breaks free, and Eclipsa is going to break free because Star is going to help her or something. And I feel like once she gets free, Star might decide to go along with Eclipsa and they just leave together. If not, then I feel like what's going to happen is Eclipsa is going to reveal herself as an actual villain, which she most likely is. But even if she is, she's probably going to want to have an ally or something, and she's probably going to be like, let me get Star here, since she just wants to help, wants to learn from me or whatever. So she's going to have him, and then it's going to be sort of a betrayal situation from there. Or maybe directly after, Star's going to realize, hey, this Eclipsa is actually pretty bad, and she's gonna try and escape, or she's probably in too deep or something. After she's escaped and everything, another thing I think could happen is there's a lot of other monsters that are in the crystal place. What is that name? What is the name of that place? I don't remember the name of the place, but it's where Romulus lives or whatever, and it's got crystals everywhere. Romulus's crystals. There's a bunch of monsters in these other crystals. I feel like something she might do directly after escaping is use her powers or something to shatter or destroy all of the other crystals, and from there she leaves. But something I've been kind of scratching my head at is the fact that once Eclipsa escapes from the crystal, she's not going to have a wand, so everything she does is going to have to be with her own abilities to dip down. So, and they never really discussed how good she is at dipping down. or anything like that. So I mean, we know she's extremely powerful in magic, so she probably can do a lot of stuff without the wand. But I feel like her deal will probably be I need to get a wand, or maybe like I need to make a wand. So she probably goes off and tries to build her own wand. I think that would be very, very amazing if she actually just leaves Muni and she just kind of escapes and all the whole situation, and it just kind of does like a Ludo Toffee situation when in season 2, when Ludo was sort of amounting to power in the background of all these episodes, and they can just kind of go back and forth between them and stuff. And I feel like that's going to be kind of the situation. But while this is happening, Eclipsa is amounting to power. She's either trying to build wands, or she's just raising her army back up, or I don't think she had an army, but she's just like communing with monsters again or something. Maybe she's just I feel like she's going to be very torn about the whole situation, where how she was frozen in crystal for 300 years, which is honestly terrible. So a lot of stuff is going to be new to her. At the same time, she's not going to have her, her monster husband or whatever anymore. So she's going to miss him, and I feel like she's going to come out kind of good, and she's just going to kind of see what Muni has turned into. She's going to, like, she was done wrong, and that's going to drive her to be more dark than she already is. And this might turn into a situation where she's like, I need to get revenge on Muni. I need to become queen again so I can set things straight. If Eclipsa does not become a villain in any shape, form, or fashion, then either Ludo has to become a villain again, or we have to be introduced to an entire new villain. Because other than Miss Heinous, which honestly there's not really much she can do in her situation anymore, we don't have a villain. So Eclipsa has to be a villain, and these are a few ways of how she could be a villain and what she's going to do. So she might try to make a wand, like I said. She's going to be rebuilding her power with monsters and stuff, and we might even see a whole new war between monsters and humans again. This time, monsters being led by Eclipsa. And if this is what they do, then I feel like the entire season is going to be based around this war. At the same time, I don't really see this happening because I don't really see them just focusing on a war the entire season. I mean, they have so many other adventures they can do, and it just feels like you're like, this is more of a 3-4 episode kind of deal here. We kind of just did something like that with Battle for Muni, so it wouldn't make much sense to do that. So you might not redo the war or whatever. But I feel like a lot of stuff is going to be revealed, and Eclipsa is going to rebuild her power, maybe even try and build her own wand. Maybe she even steals the wand. I kind of doubt that. But these are just my thoughts about what Eclipsa is going to do, and I would love to see yours. So head down to the comments and let me know what you think. And also, I'll have a bunch of links in the description with my book, with some merchandise, all sorts of stuff. So check out the description. You can go through those links and get my book or merchandise or whatever. But anyway, with all that out of the way, all that gone, this is the end of the video. So also don't forget to subscribe. So that's the end of the video. That's the end of the video.